Welcome everyone to Showtime's Power Hour workshop. Tonight, our panel discussion will be led by Trish Blackwelder. And I think most of us know Trish. She is a distinguished Toastmaster, a past district director, a Pathways mentor, and overall she's had more than 25 years of experience in Toastmasters. And sometime in the past few years, she recognized that some of our best practices for approaching prospective members needed to evolve for the virtual environment. So Trish has gathered tonight a panel of virtual and hybrid club officers to share their successful strategies and recruiting tips. So please help me welcome Trish Blackwelder, our discussion leader tonight.
Thank you, Bobby. It's warm in my office and I have a fan going tonight, so I have to be careful where I set my notes down now. Just to welcome you all again to this Power Hour. I am so excited about the panelists that I have gathered together for you tonight. They all have unique perspectives on membership building, but they also all have successful track records with their clubs for this year in bringing in new members. So let me start by introducing our panelists tonight. Representing Tucson Toastmasters, a club that has recruited 28 new members so far this year. Please welcome Rebecca Lester.
Hi, everybody. Greetings. I'm honored to be a part of the panel tonight and to share our experiences with recruiting and membership during these crazy times during the pandemic. Instead of binge watching Netflix or hoarding toilet paper, we brainstormed ways of reviving our meetings and how to keep them fun and flexible. When the going gets tough, the tough get creative. I also look forward to learning from our other panelists tonight on how we can all grow and maintain our communities in this digital age.
Thank you so much for sharing, Rebecca. Our next panelist that I'd like to introduce is John Hammond. John is representing Takatio Toastmasters, a club that has recruited 13 new members so far this term. John?
Well, no comparison to 28. However, we've been diligently recruiting and finding ways to add new members. Takatio is located in South Chandler. We're in Sun Lakes. We just moved there about 5 months ago. And Sun Lakes is a vibrant community. It's a 55+ community. However, we don't have any restrictions on who attends our meetings. We have made sure that our presence is known on the TI International website. Each of us in the club are avid networkers, and we belong to different networking clubs outside of Toastmasters, and we make a point to always mention Takatio Toastmasters whenever we can. So we have been a hybrid club, and our magic is really when people show up live. That's when it's really a lot of fun. We prefer that versus doing Zoom. We've never been 100% virtual, so it's always been a hybrid meeting.
Very good. Thank you for sharing, John. Our next panelist is representing Agua Fria Toastmasters, a club that has recruited 10 members so far this term. And that is Sydney Gray. Sydney, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, hello, I am Sydney Gray. I'm a distinguished Toastmaster, been around for a few years now. And recruiting new members is absolutely awesome. We definitely need new blood and younger blood, definitely. But the most important thing is figuring out a way to keep them. And that is what we have really been working on. I've been hearing from person after person, they want an in-person meeting experience. So just in the last couple of months, we've gone to hybrid meetings, and it is a learning experience. Back to you.
Thank you. And then our last but not least panelist is someone I've recently met when I visited their club, which is a 100% virtual club. Please allow me to introduce you to Marian Albin Gramlich. Did I do okay on your name, Marian? I'm still getting used to it. And she is representing Upgrade Virtually, a 100% virtual club out of District 24. Upgrade Virtually has brought in, 12 new members so far this term. And let me tell you, you're in for a treat because Marian's a real fireball behind that club. I was so excited that she agreed to be on the panel tonight. Marian, a few words?
Sure, I'm happy to be here. Like Trish, I'm a past district director, past district governor. We have both been pathway guides. I found it challenging. Not only was I a pathway guide for Region 4, but I did undistricted or district undistricted, and I had clubs over in the eastern part of Europe, which was very interesting, understanding their different culture and time zones, which is one thing that's very important with Upgrade Virtually is we always publish our UTC time. And we just had a little bit of a hiccup because we had someone wanting to visit from Mexico. They are not on daylight savings time, they're on regular central time. We got that fixed by just saying, hey, you know, and we changed it on our website saying we are in daylight savings time because not everybody jumps that hour. We've only been around for our second year now, and we are already President's Distinguished. So hats off to the club because when I was district director, my theme was team. Together, everyone achieves more, and Toastmasters empower and motivate. It was a double edge. I called it Team Squared. So.
Very good. Thank you for sharing. Now, for the participants that are here tonight, let me give you just a quick high level of how this is going to flow today. I'm going to go back. Is there somebody that's not muted that needs to be muted? Madam Zoom Master, if you'll check that out for me, please. I have given each of our panel participants a specific question that I want them to answer to start off our event tonight. Please follow the following etiquette to help make this go as smoothly as possible and make sure we get the maximum interaction that I'm hoping that we achieve. I have changed the chat. You are now only allowed to chat with Bobby or myself. When I ask for questions, there'll be no sidebar conversations going on today. If you want to ask the panel a question, please submit your question to Bobby or I through the chat, and we'll make sure that it gets directed as it needs to be. I'm also going to remind you that we are recording, so if you are not speaking, please make sure to mute yourself so that you don't pull the camera away from whoever is speaking for the video recording. We're going to have a 15-minute Q&A session, so not every question you have has to be answered immediately. Feel free to jot some down and save them for the Q&A portion. And I will also be giving the panel, each of the panelists, a 2-minute option to do a little recap or summary, or that last brilliant thing that you thought of that you forgot to say. You can fit that in during your 2-minute closing remark. We will be stopping the recording at 7:30 since this is advertised as a power hour. But the panelists were prepared. I told the panelists we might go a bit longer, and if we need to extend a really hot topic conversation, we will. But give Bobby a chance to turn off the recording at 7:30, so we make our time. Okay. Are there any questions about the etiquette portion? Is everybody ready for an exciting evening? Yay. Okay, here we go. Now, panelists, I forewarned you about your question. I hope you have given it some thought. We're going to start tonight with Sydney Gray from Agua Fria. Sydney, does your club membership building strategy depend more on your members or a specific officer? Please welcome Sydney Gray.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, it is wonderful to be here with you all this evening. In my time in Toastmasters, I have seen a lot of different clubs throughout Zoom clubs all over the world. I've seen some really, really successful things and some definitely not successful at all strategies. I found that in both my clubs and clubs I've visited that the most successful thing that a club can do is just shine and sparkle and be an atmosphere and an energy that people really want to be a part of. That is the thing that seems to really get people to want to come to join. I think all of our members at Agua Fria do a wonderful job of that. We make a point to have structured meetings. We are probably more structured than a lot of clubs out there. And in my time as area director, I've definitely seen that as well. That structure is the backbone of Toastmasters organization. Formality, closing, the not leaving the podium unattended, a transfer of power. Those are all very important. But it also does things depend upon specific officers. I am currently your vice president membership or their vice president membership, really. And I make it a point to interact one-on-one with whomever I come across. I have my phone number out there on Google, or at least a phone number that people can reach me at out there on Google. And so I get a lot of phone calls just from random people. And I spend time with them and figure out listen to their needs. What is it that they're looking for? What do they want to get out of Toastmasters? And then tell them how Toastmasters can help them to achieve their goals, whatever they are. And most of the time it can. I think the best thing about Toastmasters is just getting the chance to practice and keep coming back. And I still say stupid things, absolutely. And just because you're a Toastmaster does not mean you won't say stupid things. My stupid things just aren't pathologically embarrassing. I don't have to spend 2 days in bed, like covering my head. Oh no, what did I say? Did I really say that? And that is one of the most powerful benefits, I believe, that Toastmasters has to offer. And we can all offer that to all of our potential members and guests. Back to you, Trish.
Thank you. Second panelist will be John Hammond. And the question I had for John is this: what drove your club's decision to go to hybrid meetings, and what have the top benefits been of moving to hybrid? John.
Thank you, Trish. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters, and I appreciate the opportunity to be part of this panel. Many of you remember a program years ago called Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Well, that seems to be where in the world are our Toastmaster members, and they could be anywhere. And we found that having a hybrid meeting gave us more flexibility for those who just couldn't make the physical transition from where they lived and into the club every week. So offering a hybrid version gave people more of an opportunity to say yes. Also, we had found that there are those who wanted to have experience in being better at being on camera. So that's the way you do it with Zoom and being able to present on camera. Many of us have professional lives where we spend an awful lot of time on Zoom. So it is a valuable skill set. Personally, I don't believe that, in my opinion, I don't want to be 100% virtual, because I think there's an awful lot to be gained with the camaraderie and having the spontaneity, the spark, and the humor in the room. So we have found that works really well. The keys to being successful of being hybrid is having someone that is going to be dependable, who is going to run the Zoom, that understands the technology and will show up early and make sure that everything is working. We also have communicated to our members that if they intend to attend via Zoom, then they're going to have to let us know ahead of time, or we just won't turn on the Zoom channel. It takes quite a bit of setup, as many of you know. It takes a good 15, 20 minutes to make sure that everything is set up properly. The benefit has been that we have more opportunities to say yes to our members, and getting to the fundamentals, of course, is very important when you have new members, is get them up and speaking as quickly as possible. Within the first 4 weeks, make sure that their icebreaker is scheduled so that they get up and get in front of the group, and schedule a time with them to coach them on pathways so that they're comfortable and plugged in. So that is why we feel it's been successful with having a hybrid meeting.
Okay, very good. Thank you, John. Okay. Marion, your question was this: what is your club's social media strategy and how is it managed?
Well, that's a really good question, considering we started out to be a new club in person. With the pandemic, we decided to charter a club online. Media strategy was get out on Toastmasters International to the online club only section and to be placed in the community. That gave us a presence around the world, and we have members from around the world. And if I may screen share here real quick, I'm going to try and pull some of this up. Hopefully I'll get this done within my time allotment. We also went into Facebook, and we have, whoops, sorry. There we go. Okay, on our meeting agendas, if you come into our website, if you're allowed in as a member, then we have all these static ones, regular membership going all the way down. And if you come to our homepage, this is where it gets really critical, is that we publish all the states and countries where we are located in. And I apologize, I thought I had this one up to begin with. Okay, that doesn't bode well. This is where we meet. This is from our Contact Us online. But what's really cool, and I wish I could show this to you, is the front page, because we literally list all the states and countries. What else that we do online is we give out the explanation.
Uh-oh, Okay, I'm sure Marianne will be back. Oh, there she is.
And what you just noticed was that I'm on CenturyLink in a rural area of Nebraska. And the internet is dicey. I've given presentations like this where I've been talking. I just have to wait for it to come back on. That is the biggest challenge for an online club, is the internet connection. And as I was trying to explain, we just update our website often. We put on who won whatever best speaker, best evaluator. We just update it continually. And I also have templates that when someone inquires and we get that contact us, we have a template that says, thank you for inquiring about our club. Here's different things that you need to know. We meet at UTC -5 right now. Please show up 15 minutes, 20 minutes early so we can chat. And just welcome everybody. We accept anybody and everybody just to have fun. That is the requirement. They come with a positive attitude. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, Marianne. And then Rebecca. Rebecca, where'd you go? There you are. Your question of the day was this: do Toastmaster membership campaigns play an integral part in your membership building strategies? Rebecca?
Thank you so much for that question. And again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. We do have several types of campaigns, if you will, that have proven to be really successful for the Tucson Toastmasters. And a campaign to recruit members, it's like a game of whose line is it anyway. Everything is made up and the numbers don't matter. But seriously, it's like trying to put together a puzzle, except the pieces are people and they all have their own opinions and their own schedules. Oh, it could be a nightmare for sure. First and foremost, we have calling campaigns. Like most clubs, we lost membership at the start of the pandemic and we struggled and kind of floundered a bit, but we just buckled down. The officers made phone calls. We reached everybody that was attending. We contacted folks that were not attending just to find out what was going on, how they're feeling, and what we can do to support them. And we had found out that some members could not continue with the virtual meetings, again, during the pandemic, because they didn't have the proper equipment. Now, that was before Zoom capable was a thing. But the key to the success there was following up. And that's still something that's very important to us, is being personable, especially in what kind of feels like today where it's in a less personable world. So just discovering why people maybe have left, why they have spotty attendance, just reaching out and making that human connection. That has really helped us help them. It's helped us kind of take a look at our club, how we can better welcome new visitors and get our new members engaged. So calling campaigns was one that really worked for us. Another one, now, this is the secret, this is the big secret, is our word of mouth campaigns. Folks, it's really kind of just down to brass tacks. It's just really kind of some of the basics. We have encouraged our newer members and even our more tenured members to reach out to the people that's in their close network, people that they work with, maybe people that attend church with them, that they feel comfortable talking to about Toastmasters, and getting them to join. Just come as a member. And again, you know, when they show up, we welcome them. We have them introduce themselves. We don't put them under pressure to participate unless they want to, but we make them feel really special and really welcome. And then here's the secret, again, to our success is we've had a couple of members who have recruited a boatload of folks from their place of employment. One particular person that stands out in my mind has recruited 4 or 5 people. Now, these are people that report to him as a manager. Now, I don't know what those conversations sound like behind the scenes, if it's part of their career path or part of their personal growth plan. But he understands and communicates the benefits of Toastmasters to his team members and has encouraged them to join. And let me tell you what, when that happens and those people show up, it's like it's raining kittens and rainbows. It's like it's a beautiful thing. I actually recently interviewed this particular manager, and I am looking to share that interview, that success story, on the Toastmasters website. and hopefully in our local newspaper just to generate buzz. It was really powerful. A mentoring campaign is another campaign that we have in place that's really to retain members and get people hitting the ground and running quickly. Our tenured members partner with our new members, and we really, we will meet with those new folks on a schedule that works for them. But again, we let them know that we are here to help them and support them, encourage them, and cheerlead for them. And it has really made a difference in getting those people to join, feeling comfortable, and getting underway quickly and getting up there to do their speeches. And then the final tip is we do open house campaigns. We try to do at least 2 per year, and we serve light refreshments. We have a cookie master who brings in cookies all the time, so that makes it, again, a nice personal touch. Home baked goods always go over well. And of course, the speeches are tailored to the benefits of Toastmasters. So, the key takeaway I'd like to leave with everyone tonight is just to remember that the sincerity and passion for Toastmasters will come through loud and clear in the actions and our words and our behaviors. And I believe that if our membership, if your club membership is sincere in its mission and desire to thrive, then the new folks, the tenured folks, the visitors will see it and they'll feel it and they'll stick around. Back to you, Trish.
Thank you. Now, Rebecca, I just want to clarify, is Tucson back to full in person, or is it still hybrid? I thought it was hybrid.
It is hybrid. It is hybrid. Okay. About 85% of us meet in person and the remaining is hybrid, but we do remain hybrid.
Okay. And John, you already said that Takatio is hybrid. Sydney, lost you on the screen. Okay, Sydney. Agua Fria is hybrid now, or is it 100% in person? It's hybrid.
It's hybrid in person online. Yes.
Right. And then just a reminder, because I know we've had a couple of other folks join us, that Marion is our, right? Wave your hand, Marion. There you are. Is our 4th panelist, and she is representing a 100% virtual club out of District 24 by the name of Upgrade Virtually. And I loved that name. All right. Now I'm going to ask you, I have a request from one of our participants for the panelists to please put in the chat the link to your website for your club that you're representing tonight. If you can do that when you have a moment, that would be much appreciated. I'd also like our audience participants to start queuing up any questions that you're thinking of. I'm going to go ahead and continue with a few questions that I wanted to keep the conversation going with, but as soon as I get a few participant questions, we'll start the timing for that. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to Marion, because this is a question that came out of some conversations you and I were having after I attended the club meeting. Can you just elaborate for a minute or so on what kind of follow-up you do with your guests once they've attended an Upgrade Virtually meeting? Please.
Once they've attended the meeting, or once they just inquired originally?
Once they, okay. Yeah, how do you get them to it? How do you get them to attend? And then what do you do after they have attended?
Okay, once they ask to view our club, we send out, this is a template that I created. My background is in marketing and advertising. And basically, we just hyperlink everything all the way down there. So as soon as they touch on Upgrade Virtually, it's going to zap them right over to the club website. It thanks them for wanting to inquire about us. It says point blank, we're online only. And then we go into when our next meeting is, when the UTC is, and then we invite them to attend and show up a little bit early. So that way we can chat. And I learned this from mentoring a club in Sussex. Sussex online speakers over in the UK. They were great about meeting 30 minutes ahead of time, just to chit chat, get to know each other. It's a wonderful thing. And then on the meeting agenda, once they're invited to attend, there's one of our meeting ones. Our vice president of education is absolutely wonderful. Now, this is an email addressed to the members and the guests, and this goes out to all the members and about 200 and some guests that we have online. I track them using an Excel spreadsheet, and no one sees the other emails. That's all kept private. And just to give you an idea, I'm going to stop sharing, go to a different screen here. Hopefully this will work, maybe not. Anyway, what we do is with that spreadsheet, I copy all those emails so it goes out to all of the people that have inquired. I track them if they visited. I track them if they've requested an application. And this is all shared with our vice president membership. And then occasionally I will send the full file to all officers, but I don't want to junk up people's email. So basically the vice president membership and I work together on that. And then just to encourage them to be active, we also have the Facebook page, and the vice president membership and the vice president public relations work hand in hand in getting that done and promoting the club meetings. So we're just out there. We don't visit them directly as much as it would be in person. We can't call them because we've had people from not Barbados, but in the Caribbean. We've got one new member from Puerto Rico. We have another member from Sri Lanka. So we're all over the world and we're just having a blast. Back to you, Trish.
Thank you. Let's stay on that for just a minute. John, can you tell us a little bit about what you do in terms of a prospect follow-up and a guest follow-up then for Takatios? Thank you.
Thank you. I created a Gmail account for Takatio Toastmasters so that we can have a more of a good look and feel from the club. And we have follow-up emails that we send to our guests that show up. We also, I have a vice president of public relations who is very active on social media and also very active with taking photos of the last meeting. And he will email that out to the guests that have visited before. He'll send that out as an email to the members so that we keep the buzz going as to, here's what you missed. These people did these speeches. This was this is what we experienced in the last meeting. And that seems to really work because that's shareable. We've had people share that email to other friends saying, hey, look, check out this website, and why don't you come to the meeting with us next time? So that seems to have a grassroots effect.
Okay, very good. Thank you, John. And Rebecca, would you take the same question, please?
Could you repeat the question?
Yes. What do you do in terms of communication or follow up with a prospect and with a guest once they've attended?
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Very similar. We have the officers of the club will divide and conquer as needed. We do have a person who is in charge of communication with prospects and with newer members. However, we all love to just jump in and help, especially with our mentor program. Once we assign our mentors to their mentees, the communication just continues to spirals from there. But it's really, again, that personal touch. And I think that that's what's really meaningful and what's been really powerful for the Tucson Toastmasters. I've been a member of the club for just a little over a year now, I believe. So I'm still kind of new and still getting my chops down with this particular crew. But we're very personal. We are very human-centric. We love to help build a wonderful experience for all of our members, new and tenured. So lots of phone calls, lots of emails, And again, we live in a world where people in a text message, they won't necessarily want to have someone giving them a call on their phone. Like, who calls people these days? But we do call, and we do send emails or text messages as needed. But it's a lot of contact. We put a lot of effort into that. We don't have any type of tracking spreadsheet that I'm aware of for like when we make those contacts, but we do also have regular monthly officer meetings where we report out on our progress with our mentees, and where we report out on where we think we could do better, or where we think maybe there's some gaps or successes. What are we doing that's successful with, so we can share with each other. So it's just communication, communication, communication with a little bit of persistence sprinkled in there. So that's our approach.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And Sydney, anything that you want to add? Anything unique about what Agua Fria does in terms of contacting with prospects and guests?
Oh,
What?
I think I'm having some technical difficulties here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you, but we have lost
Okay,
your video.
Oh, okay, here
there
I
you go.
am. Yes. As for unique, no, not really. Just the contact, the emails, member email, following up, assigning mentors. We like to do a new member orientation of some sort. Oh man, isn't it sad when you just always freeze in the most awful spot? Oh, goodness. Yeah, but new member orientation, that's also very important. And yeah.
All right, thank you very much. We have a question from one of our participants. How do you market your club besides social media? Because not everyone is on social media. Do you have a panelist that wants to jump in with that?
This is Rebecca. I can jump in with a quick answer.
Sure.
So as I shared earlier, the word of mouth campaigns has been extremely successful for us, and just encouraging our current members, whether they're an officer or not, to bring a guest, recruit people that you work with. Is usually a good place to find folks, to jump on the calls, to attend in person. And also, as the PR person in our club, I am also exploring ways to take those, like the interview that I did of one of our members who helped boost our attendance. I'm going to take that interview and I'm going to publish it not only on the website, but in a local newspaper, just to keep getting our name out there. And also kind of, as a talent development professional, I understand those principles, those tenets of adult learning, and you have to tie what they're learning, what they're going to learn, to how it's going to be relevant to them. So in those communication pieces, we make sure that we just kind of knit that into the piece of, this is what you can do to, I like the upgrade virtually. This is how you could become a better presenter online. This is how you, as a manager, can help your employees grow. This is a great career path, stepping stone, by joining Toastmasters. So kind of putting those WIFMs in there. What's in it for me? So we like to share with the world through the newspaper, through online, not only through the social media, but again, through our open house and other ways to just put that out there.
Mm-hmm. And Rebecca, I appreciate the calling campaigns and the word of mouth campaign. I thought those are very creative. But let me ask, do you have a strong social media presence? Do you use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything like that as part of the club?
We have a Facebook page. It's we respond to it. So when people post questions or want to inquire, we respond. But I'm not going to say that we have a heavy presence with social media.
Okay, and that's fair. That absolutely is fair. I'm going to go back to each of the panelists. Sydney, how much of a social media presence does your club have?
We unfortunately do not really have that much right now. We have Facebook that's going on. We have an Instagram as well. I think that's much more popular. That's where you're going to find the under 40, under 50 kind of people that Toastmasters really needs to survive.
Okay. Marion, can you speak to upgrade virtually?
Sure, Upgrade Virtually, we use our website extensively as well as the Facebook page. And my internet came back up quick enough now that I can actually share the screen. And this is why it's so important that we continually update our home page, because at the end of every meeting, I run video for 30 seconds and I say smile, because it lets people know, see Trish, there you are, that what we're doing and how the club is active. And down here is where we have all of where our memberships are and what date we chartered. So we're a very young club. And just, I learned in marketing a long time ago, if you can make people feel like they can see themselves there, that they're similar to you, not different, they're more likely to try and engage with you. Then if you look totally different, they're like, no, I don't want to go there. So we try and be as friendly as possible and just be like everybody else, because you can't tell where anyone is from with a smile. That's what we do for marketing.
Very good. And some good points. I like the making them feel similar to you. I thought that was really a good point to make. John, any social media presence for Talkatio?
We have a Facebook page. Marion, thank you so much for bringing up your homepage, because that was a real takeaway for me. We've had the same old photo on our website for a long time, and I will get with our PR person and put current pictures from our last meeting up on the homepage. So thank you. That was kind of an aha. The Facebook page has been very effective. It seems to have a growing following, and we try to keep things current and also post the pictures of the people who have won the awards, such as Best Speaker, Table Topics, Evaluator, etc. So people can actually see that, and then they will share that with their friends and family.
Okay. All right, very good. I was just checking. There are some questions that have been put in the chat around retention numbers and year over year. I did not prepare the panelists to bring statistics for us like that tonight, so I'm going to defer those questions for right now. And there was also a technical question around how handling the in-room cameras with hybrid meetings. Our focus tonight really is around the membership building, so I'd like to keep us on track with membership building tips over technology tips. And then, oh, Sydney, thank you for posting your 3-step system for how you are asking visitors to become members. Oh, I like that question. Do you think, based on what you saw here tonight, that Toastmasters helps people reach their goals? Great question, because that's a club quality evaluation too, then, for your club, which is good information to get. And Sydney, I'm going to call out the, I believe it was you that told me that if you don't ask them to join, the answer is no. How does that go over with your members when you use that line?
Well, it's wonderful to get new members. It's wonderful to have people come as guests and just think you're so wonderful that they want to join. It literally says on our sign-in sheet for guests, it has like some boxes you can check. What made you want to come, or what makes you want to know more? And one of the boxes says our sparkling personalities. So I didn't put that there. I think it's hilarious though, but just asking people to join, asking them to join. It's really, really hard for some people to say no. I don't know that you really want to take advantage of people, but you want to offer them the steps to become the best they can be.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now let me put our panelists back on the spot again for just a moment. If you were talking to me as a prospect, what would be the two best things about why I should join your club? What are the two top things that your club can offer me that no other club can? And we'll start, because I'm looking left to right here, Rebecca. I'll put you on the spot first.
I'm honored. I would say the top two best reasons to join our club would be we are flexible in that we do offer hybrid. Again, most of our members attend in person. I am one of the few that actually attend hybrid or attend online. I live a pretty good distance from the office where the club meets. So when I've got a really busy day, I can just finish one meeting at work and then go to my Toastmasters and then get back to my next meeting. So we offer flexibility. So if you like that in-person touch, or if it's more convenient for you to attend virtually, you have a choice. Adults love choices. And then the second reason, again, I think is because we are so personal and we're so welcoming. And I like to think that we put ourselves in the shoes of a new person, a new member who's nervous and a little bit afraid about being a Toastmaster. And we think through our time when we first joined and the types of questions, the types of fears that we had. And we address those through frequent educational teaching moments in some of our meetings. Our mentors quickly jump to those, what we've gathered from members, those root causes to the fear of speaking or the fear of looking weird or being silly. And we kind of nip those in the bud quickly. So the second reason would be when you join us, or if you even come as a visitor, we're going to wrap our arms around you and support you every step of the way. You're going to feel good when you show up and you're going to feel great when you leave. So that's my top two.
Great. Thank you so much. John, same question.
Repeat the question, please. This is good old table topics.
What would be the top two benefits I get from joining your club?
The top two benefits you would get from joining our club is that you're going to build some lifelong relationships, and you're also going to learn how to listen to effective stories and how to give effective stories. And I tell people, if you can't laugh, don't come to our club, because we like to have a good time. We don't take ourselves that seriously, yet we do have a nice structured meeting. When I meet people in other networking organizations, I ask them, what are some of the things that you feel that are valuable skills that people would need in order to advance their careers or build their business? And typically they say to be the best communicator possible. And that's usually the way it comes out. The people who are the effective leaders are the most effective communicators. So then that's a good lead in of inviting them into Tuesday evening to meet some new folks.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Marion, what would be the two big benefits I would receive joining Upgrade virtually? Oh, you're on mute.
Oops. Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
The one thing is that we're family. We want to grow together. We even helped one of our members who's a first generation in the United States consider what name for his child, because they weren't sure coming from their culture what it would be. And that was, to me, was really special, just to get that kind of trust from someone we really didn't know, but we just wanted to help him out and have fun. We laugh a lot. And I think one of the biggest things is we have one member who's been very, very shy, and she's become to really come out of her shell. And that is so important that we just all enjoy. I mean, we sit around as officers literally and chit chat about, oh, she's just growing, and that's fun. So that would be my reason to join Upgrade virtually. We have fun and we want to see you grow.
Okay, good. And Sydney, you get to bring us home.
Yes, absolutely. The two categories. One is the fun category. We are easygoing and friendly, easy to get along with, welcoming, warm. But, and then secondarily, on the other hand, we also have a lot of experience as a club. We are serious about what we do. We're serious about helping new members reach their goals. It is amazing to really watch people come out of their shells. And with our superior accounting capabilities, we can really help people to reduce their use of filler words. It's amazing to hear somebody come in on their first meeting, they're every other word. And then after a couple of months, they're like brand new people. It just warms my heart, truly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Thank you. I have another question. Hybrid or virtual? You have to deal with remote attendees then. How does your club go about ensuring that remote attendees feel included during the meeting? It's one thing to chit chat with them afterwards, to follow up with them, send them a meeting recap in case they miss the meeting. But how do you ensure that the remote attendees feel included and engaged in the meeting? Anybody want to start with that one? Panelists, I won't put you on the spot. Anybody wants to go first?
I will.
Yeah.
Marian? Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
Marian beat you.
Oh, she buzzed in.
I'll address it not from Upgrade virtually as much, but I belong to other clubs that we've been hybrid. And to get the person that's online, ask them a question, give them a role, just keep them involved in the club just as much as if someone else is just sitting right in the room.
Okay, good. John?
I agree with you. Get them involved in a role. Also, we encourage the Toastmasters to look in the camera and address the people online, and then again, ask them questions and encourage the table topics person to choose someone that is online as well to answer a question.
Okay, great tips. Sydney or Rebecca?
Yeah, yep, I will also throw in there that we do all of those things as well. And again, I'm one of the ones that mostly attends virtually, so I'm very comfortable on the other side of the screen. And generally, the people that attend virtually in our meetings are also pretty comfortable using the technology. So sometimes I'll private chat them, hey, welcome. And if they respond or if they participate, I'll just give them a quick little chat. That was great. Just again, that personal connection to let them know that I'm virtual too. I see you, I hear you, welcome. And that's just that again, that personal connection.
Okay. All right. So I've been taking a few notes during the course of the meeting, the presentation tonight. And some of the things that I want to reiterate with our participants. I heard good suggestions. Prospect and guest follow-ups and the dealing with UTC, making UTC part of the common language. Because as you build remote attendees, one of the things that impressed me when I was looking at online clubs about virtual Upgrade virtually was the fact that they had listed all the geographical areas they had representation in their club, and it was huge, broad. And I just thought, I've got to go check this club out. I need to find out, what it is that they're doing, that they're getting people from all those diverse areas, to want to come and be a part of the club. The other one was in case, I think John or I can't remember who did this. I didn't put the name down, but we call it in our club, in case you missed it. We do an in case you missed it communication after the meeting so that all the members, of the club, get that communication and can take advantage of what they might have missed. It makes them feel a part of it. But I'll also tell you this, we started posting them on our website, and our guests were telling us when they showed up to the meeting, when we were meeting in person, that reading the "in case you missed it" helped them get to know people in the club, so they recognized people when they showed up then. Oh, you were the one that won the table topics last time. I mean, they had a reference point. So I made a point of bringing that up with our officers, that we had to make sure we keep doing that, because it helped prospects feel like they were part of the club. And then I also liked, I think it was Marion that said, similar to you, that we're similar to you in your communications, making sure that you're level setting that, hey, I'm a member and I'm just like you. I may be an officer, but I'm just like you. You know, I may already be a Toastmaster, but I'm just like you. And here's what brought me to Toastmasters, and that could apply to you. We are unfortunately hitting our time threshold, and I would like to give each of our panelists 2 minutes to say anything about yourself, or any other idea that you wanted to share and didn't get a chance to. I have my little 2-minute timer here, and I will wave you off at 2 minutes. But we will start with Sydney first. Sydney, yeah, you have 2 minutes.
Well, thank you for having me here. Most of all, it has been wonderful to sit down and to brainstorm more than anything. I've learned gotten some great ideas here from you guys, and that is wonderful. I have some things to take back to my club. The biggest thing with new members is to get them is just to be active and friendly, respond to emails. We've said it all. There's not really a new book to write. It's just all of the basic things, but really being sure to do them every time and asking people to join. Literally asking. It's one of the hardest things for me to do because I'm not an especially confrontational person, and I don't want to push people to do things they don't want to do. But if someone hadn't asked me to join, I probably wouldn't have. I would have been too embarrassed. I would have thought, oh, they don't really want me to join. And I love putting myself into their shoes and letting them know, letting new people know that we were not always so wonderful. There was my very first table topics. I couldn't come up with something to say for an entire minute, believe it or not now. But we were all brand new ones, and you can be an officer or presenting if you work at it as well. Anyone can do it. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Sydney. And thank you again for being here. I loved what you said when you shared with me the part that Sydney is passionate about bringing new people into Toastmasters, especially younger people, and believes that the way to grow clubs is through consistent outreach and meeting excellence. And I think that you've demonstrated all of that tonight. Thank you so much. All right, I'd like to go to Rebecca next. Oh, no, John was next. I'm sorry, he cut in. John was next. I'm sorry.
I didn't know that. Napoleon
Did you
Hill.
raise your hand? But John was, you piped up. So, John.
Okay. I like in Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, he talks about the power of the mastermind, and that is really demonstrated here is the power of the mastermind with Toastmasters from all different walks of life and a lot of different clubs. So I've taken away a few really good ideas tonight, and I appreciate everybody's participation. The one takeaway is really the basic: ask someone to join. And I really appreciate that. Our Toastmasters will often say to our guests that if you are concerned and if you're wondering if you're going to be asked to join, well, we just want to put that aside right away because you will be asked to join. And we kind of make it fun. So that has really have been the real foundational idea is ask people to join. So thank you, Sydney, for reiterating that.
And thank you, John, for sharing that. John shared with me that as a commercial real estate broker, John often draws on his experiences in Toastmasters when he makes presentations to his clients and others in the real estate community. He talks it up wherever he goes. And if we could teach every member to do that, think of how many new members we'd have coming in to our club. John, thank you again so much for sharing tonight. We appreciate that you were able to be here and bring some more excellence to the panel.
My pleasure.
All right. Marion, because you move around on the screen. This is in no particular order here. Marion, your last 2 minutes in closing, please.
Me is that I really enjoy being here. Please. Okay. And it's just been fun. I would love to know where everyone is from because I'm always curious. I love to travel, and that is one of the things. And at the end of every meeting we have, you ask people to join. We interview them. What did you think? What did you like? What, just where are you at? What do you want to go? And then at the end of every meeting in the chat line is my email. So that way they've already received emails from me, but it's just an added reminder. If you want an application, I will happily send it to you. Just copy that email. And that's something else. We can copy emails where some clubs or some meetings, you can't copy the chat, but we allow people to copy the chat, and that way they have it for their own use too. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing. I want to share a little bit more. Marion, I didn't realize this yet. I found out when she sent me some background information. She became an empty nester, and that's when she joined Toastmasters. Okay,
Yeah, actually,
go find all those retired people, all those people who just, got their kids out of the house. That's the next group of people we need to go talk to. But she also draws on a 35-plus year career in advertising and mass communications, and from growing up in a rural town of less than 1,000 people, which I think speaks a lot to your personal touch that you bring to the table.
well, and also just to put a plug in for myself, I also own Make Your Message Right, which is a company that I do keynotes, not club coaching, but personal coaching for speakers and training. And I just completed a training for a hospital. So it's been fun. It's been a great ride.
And I love the way you always close, here to serve, when you sign off on your email. I love that line. I'm going to steal that line from you, I think. All right. And that leaves, not least, but Rebecca.
And I'm totally stealing that too. Here to serve. Love it. Love it. So I bet all of us here tonight are high achievers. I bet we all love to push ourselves, even if it's little baby steps. And I know that we all know that the skills and abilities that Toastmasters can bring and help blossom for each of us personally and professionally. And, we talked about recruiting and membership tonight, and we all know it's essential to the growth and success of our clubs. Those new members bring in fresh ideas, new energy, new perspectives, and it helps our groups be more dynamic and more diverse in the community. And I think that when we share our passion for public speaking and communication with others, they're looking to improve their public speaking or get over that fear as well. So we're just helping people with helping skills, and we're just people helping people. So let your enthusiasm and your desire to help others succeed just really shine through. And I like to say that I'm an architect of the human experience in what I do with my work. So I challenge all of us to be the architects of the human experience by helping others find their voice, grow their confidence, and bring in more members to help your club's success. Thank you so much, Trish.
And thank you again to Rebecca, Lester, John Hammond, Sydney Gray, and Marion Alban Granlich. Round of applause, please, for our wonderful panel and all the unique things that they brought to us tonight, but also the common thing. We are people. We need to connect, whether we do it virtually, in person. We need to connect, and we need to make people feel that we're all in this together. I think that's what I'm going to take away as well from tonight. Thank you again to all my panelists. I will owe you all forever. And as Nancy Starr Cassidy taught me years ago, it's good to have people owe you. Okay, so